Welcome to this talk about the true power of consciousness. Our mind holds a hidden gift that can bring calm and insight. When we notice our thoughts, we can shape our actions in a better way. Some people seek big answers in complex places, yet the secret lies within simple awareness. Picture waking up each day with a clear sense of purpose and focus. That feeling can arise when we pay attention to our inner state and the present moment. We often rush around with busy minds, missing the depth of our own presence. A pause can change that in seconds because it helps us look inside and observe. In this practice, we see how our thoughts create our moods and decisions. We realize that we are more than random feelings or worries. With this shift, we gain a calm spark that lights our path. Stress fades when we trust our capacity to remain present and watchful. When we tune in, we also show kindness to others, since we see we are connected. Consciousness is not a lofty idea locked in thick books or hidden behind mystic doors. It is a direct way to see yourself, your life, and your true potential. Every moment is a chance to use this gift, if we choose to slow down and listen. This idea can help with daily stress, hard talks, and life changes. When you feel tension, pause for a moment and turn your gaze inside. Notice where that tension sits in your body, then let it pass through without judgment. That simple act can grant relief and clarity in ways we never thought possible. Our goal here is to spark your own path toward this deeper state, one step at a time. Many of us move through our day on autopilot. We wake up, follow routines, and rush from task to task. We rarely pause to see what our mind is doing in each moment. Our thoughts drift, and we feel trapped by old habits. This is where consciousness enters the picture in a powerful way. I once caught myself scrolling on my phone for hours. I felt numb and uneasy, but I could not stop. Then I paused and noticed my breath. That small shift woke me up from a dull state. My mind switched from passive to alert, and I saw that I had the power to choose something else. That is one simple example of how consciousness can break a pattern. We often think of consciousness as a far-off concept, but it has direct value in daily life. It shapes the way we listen, speak, and act. When we stay aware of the present, we sense a calm in the middle of noise. We also start to spot what triggers our stress or worry. This is not about perfection. It is about noticing what is really happening in small steps. Imagine you are in a busy store. People rush by with carts and chatter fills the air. Your phone buzzes with messages. You might feel tense or impatient. If you take a quiet breath and let yourself notice the moment, you gain a bit of space. You see your own tension as it rises, and you choose how to respond. That choice is the core of conscious living. Consciousness is not a fancy skill reserved for gurus or masters. It belongs to everyone with a curious mind. It begins with a simple question. What am I sensing or thinking right now? That question invites a deeper look into your own mind. With practice, you see that many thoughts are just passing clouds. You learn that you do not need to hold on to each one. This can free you from feeling stuck or overwhelmed. Some people feel nervous when they sit in silence. They fear boredom or unwelcome thoughts. Yet facing this quiet can open a hidden door. It reveals where tension hides in the body. It shows which thoughts keep appearing and which feelings need care. When you let them rise without pushing them away, you discover that they lose their hold. One friend told me she felt trapped in a cycle of blame at work. She believed her boss caused all her stress. Each morning, she walked in tense and ready to argue. Then she tried a few minutes of stillness before starting her day. She noticed how often her mind repeated the same old complaints. By watching them without judgment, she realized she could shift her focus. After a while, her talks with her boss changed. Their old patterns softened because she was no longer caught in a loop of anger. That is the power of conscious awareness. We learn through each moment that our mood can shift fast. A message on social media can spark frustration. A careless word can spark doubt. Yet once we see that spark, we have a choice. We can feed the emotion or let it move through us. That does not mean we ignore real problems. It means we handle them with a calm mind. We treat people with understanding rather than with blind reactivity. Physical habits also change when we embrace awareness. For instance, eating on autopilot can lead to poor food choices or overeating. If we pause before taking a bite and notice the smell, texture, and taste, we slow down. That shift can reduce stress eating and help us enjoy our meal. Our entire day can feel more grounded and balanced. Consciousness helps us see that many problems come from our own mental chatter. We replay events from yesterday or worry about tomorrow. We compare ourselves to others and lose sight of our unique path. We forget that the present is the only place where real change happens. When we bring our mind back to the now, we find fresh choices. Children do this naturally. They explore each sight, sound, and texture with wonder. They are fascinated by small objects and simple tasks. Over time, adults often lose that spark because we bury ourselves in duties. Yet we can revive that childlike wonder when we pause and notice a sunset or a gentle breeze. That is not silly or lazy. It is a way to reconnect with our true nature. Each of us can experiment with this approach. We do not need special tools. We start by asking, where is my mind right now? If we catch ourselves drifting, we gently guide our attention back to our body or breath. Even a few seconds of this practice can bring fresh insight. Then we expand that practice to more parts of our day. Over time, we see that consciousness is like a lantern in the dark. It reveals old fears and shows new paths. It helps us break away from negative cycles that used to rule us. That might include anger, doubt, or shame. When we shine awareness on these feelings, we realize they do not define us. They are just visitors in our mind. I once felt deep worry before an important meeting. My heart raced and my palms sweated. Instead of pushing that feeling aside, I paused. I let myself feel the tightness in my chest. I took 3 slow breaths and let the tension ease. That simple act steadied my voice and my thoughts. I could speak with more confidence and care for others in the room. This is the foundation of a more conscious life. It is about seeing our own mental and emotional patterns. It is about choosing responses instead of reacting blindly. It is about treating ourselves and others with patience. None of this requires extreme methods. It only requires a willingness to see things as they are and keep practicing each day. When we feel stuck, tired, or upset, we can remember that our awareness is still there. It might be buried under layers of worry, but it is present. If we commit to tiny moments of mindful attention, we transform our daily life. This is not magic. It is a simple skill that we all have, waiting to be used. Consciousness reveals hidden depths in the most ordinary events. It expands our view of ourselves and our place in the world. It gives us the strength to face challenges with clear eyes. This foundation sets the stage for a calm mind and a steady heart, even when life feels unstable. By honoring this practice, we unlock a power that has always been ours. Life can shift when we choose to stay aware of our mind and actions. We notice how our thoughts affect our words. We see how our mood shapes our day. This awareness can ease conflict, reduce stress, and even improve how we see ourselves. A friend once shared that she felt lost at home. Her kids demanded her time, her job felt overwhelming, and she had no energy left. She started a tiny habit, pausing for 1 minute in her car before walking inside. She closed her eyes, breathed slowly, and observed her racing thoughts. That brief check-in changed her mood. She greeted her kids with warmth instead of tension. She found a calmer way to help with homework or chores. Small doses of awareness had a big effect on her life. We often worry about the future or dwell on the past. This can spark anxiety or regret. When we bring our attention back to the present, we see that many fears do not hold up. We might fear a negative outcome at work, yet realize we have not even tried a fresh approach. Staying present helps us spot ideas we missed when lost in worry. We focus on what we can do now, rather than getting stuck in what we cannot control. This shift also helps in relationships. Think about an argument with a loved one. Our voice rises and we might say hurtful things. Awareness gives us a moment to notice that anger rising. We can pause, breathe, and decide if those words fit the person we want to be. This does not mean we avoid truth or accept bad behavior. It means we choose our words with care, rather than striking from a place of blind emotion. The same principle can reduce stress at work or school. Many tasks pile up, and we rush to finish them. Our mind jumps ahead, worrying about what we cannot complete in time. Consciousness reminds us to handle one step at a time. We notice the subtle tension in our neck or shoulders. We adjust our posture, take a breath, and move forward with clarity. This can improve our output and make the day feel less frantic. Our body also benefits. When we eat with awareness, we sense when we are full or when a certain food triggers discomfort. We pick meals that make us feel strong and alert instead of sluggish. We might catch ourselves craving sugar or junk food when we feel sad, recognizing that emotion can guide us to handle the sadness in a healthier way. Physical exercise can become more meaningful when we stay mindful. During a walk or workout, we can tune in to each movement. We feel our muscles work, we hear our breath, and we notice our posture. This prevents us from drifting into autopilot. We might even enjoy the process more, which boosts our desire to stay active. Sleep can also improve. Many of us stay awake at night, replaying the day or fretting about tomorrow. If we build a habit of short mental breaks during the day, our mind learns to settle. We can use gentle breathing or simple awareness techniques before bed. That helps us drift into restful sleep without constant mental chatter. Friends and family see changes when we commit to conscious living. We become more patient when someone speaks. We pause and listen rather than planning our response. We sense their feelings beneath the words. This leads to deeper trust and open communication. When conflicts arise, we can return to that calm center. We might take a few breaths, see both sides, and find a fair solution. Even creative work thrives under this approach. Artists, writers, or musicians often mention the power of presence. They find new ideas when they calm their busy mind. By staying aware, they sense subtle sparks of inspiration. That clarity can help anyone who needs fresh solutions or breakthroughs. It also helps us enjoy the process of making something rather than just chasing a final result. Stressful events do not vanish. We still face deadlines, bills, and tough choices, but awareness helps us face them with less panic and more trust in our own mind. We act with purpose instead of reacting out of fear or anger. We take care of our well-being while still handling our duties. This approach also affects our sense of identity. We see that our thoughts do not define us forever. We can have sad days or mistakes, but that does not lock us into defeat. Each moment is a chance to see things fresh. That fuels hope and motivation when we feel stuck or tired. I recall a time when I felt trapped by self-doubt. I thought I was failing at every step. Then I tried to watch those thoughts like a curious observer. I asked myself, is that story in my head accurate? Often the answer was no. My fear had twisted the facts. By meeting that fear with awareness, I broke free from the cycle of self-criticism. I found the strength to move ahead and ask for help. As we apply consciousness in our daily routine, we see the rewards. We gain a calmer mind, we form healthier habits, and we engage with others in a kinder way. We also discover a new source of strength. This is not about ignoring stress. It is about seeing it clearly, then choosing a wise response. That can change the path of our lives in ways we never saw before. Some people say they do not have time for this. They race from dawn to dusk with no breaks. Yet one mindful breath can fit anywhere. It can fit in traffic or in a waiting room. It can happen in the shower or as we wait for a pot of water to boil. The key is to remember we have this tool at all times. That memory alone can ground us. Conscious living brings a sense of freedom. It frees us from blind patterns that once kept us stuck. It allows us to see our own life in a fresh light, day by day. This practical impact grows over time, like a seed watered each morning. Each small pause counts. Each moment of mindful attention moves us closer to the life we want. Try one small pause each morning. Sit upright, close your eyes, and breathe slowly. Feel the air move in and out. Notice any tightness in your shoulders or jaw. Gently release it. Do this for a minute or two. This brief exercise sets the tone for the day. Take short breaks during your routine. If you work at a desk, step away for a moment. Walk down the hall and return with new focus. If your job demands movement, pause and stretch when possible. These mini resets clear mental clutter and remind you to stay present. When stress builds, name what you feel. You might sense frustration, worry, or restlessness. Just label it, then breathe in and let that feeling exist without pushing it away. By noticing it, you reduce its hold on you. Try a 5-sense check-in. Look around and list one thing you see. Listen for one subtle sound you normally ignore. Notice one scent in the air. Sense one surface through touch. Finally, see if there is any taste in your mouth. This quick practice grounds you in the present. Create a small ritual for meals. Turn off screens or step away from noise. Observe the colors and textures of your food. Take a bite and chew slowly. Feel gratitude for each piece. This ritual can transform a rushed meal into a calming pause. Keep a simple journal at night. Write down one event that made you smile or taught you a lesson. Note your mood and any thoughts that circle in your mind. Do not overthink it. This helps you see patterns over time. If you struggle with heated emotions, set a timer for 2 minutes. Let yourself feel the heat in your chest or the tightness in your gut. Breathe deeply. When the timer ends, decide if you want to continue that emotion or choose a calmer path. Invite conscious movement into your day. Stretch your arms overhead and notice how your muscles respond. Roll your shoulders slowly and sense the relief. Stand and shift your weight from one foot to the other. This simple act connects mind and body. Try a walking break outside. Observe the sky, the trees, or small details on the ground. Feel your feet land on each step. Breathe in the fresh air. Even 5 minutes can clear an anxious mind and bring a calmer state. Pay attention to digital habits. Before you open a social app, pause and ask, why do I want to check this? If you feel boredom or stress, consider a different activity. This helps you avoid mindless scrolling that drains your energy. Speak with awareness in daily chats. Look at the person's face and truly hear their words. Notice your own urge to interrupt or steer the topic. Let them finish. Then respond thoughtfully. This builds respect and understanding. Carve out moments for silence. Turn off music or step away from chatter. Let your thoughts settle without judgment. You might feel uneasy at first. Stay with it. This quiet can reveal fresh insights or deeper calm. Consider a simple body scan before bed. Lie down, close your eyes, and mentally move from your toes up to your scalp. At each area, sense any tension, then release it. This step can ease your mind and prepare you for restful sleep. Set gentle goals for your practice. Maybe you start with 1 mindful breath each hour, then expand to a few minutes of stillness in the morning. Over time, add small tasks that keep your mind engaged with the present. Consistency counts more than big leaps. If you face a tough choice, try a short reflection. Sit in a comfortable position. Inhale for a slow count of 4. Exhale for 4. Let your thoughts settle. Then focus on the decision at hand. Ask yourself, what feels true in this moment? Listen to that sense of clarity. Spend a minute each day writing a gratitude note. List one thing you appreciate about yourself or another person. Keep it simple. This helps shift attention from complaints to small victories. It also brightens your mood. In tough times, practice kindness toward yourself. Talk to yourself as you would to a dear friend. Acknowledge the struggle. Affirm your worth and potential. Self-compassion works hand in hand with awareness, leading to healthy growth. Experiment with mindful tasks. Wash dishes or fold laundry with calm focus. Notice the sounds of water or the feel of fabric. This transforms routine chores into mini meditations. Over time, you see that every act can hold presence and care. Seek support when needed. You might join a local group that practices mindful living, or you might talk to a counselor or trusted friend. Sharing your journey can boost motivation and help you learn from others. Observe your progress. Each time you pause before a reaction or notice a subtle feeling, you are strengthening your conscious path. Do not seek perfection. Aim for small gains each day. When anxious thoughts arise, redirect your attention to your breath or a stable object. Let the storm pass, then return to the situation with a fresh mind. This skill gets sharper with practice. Spend a moment each evening acknowledging what went well. It could be a single good deed or a moment of laughter. Let that memory fill you with ease. This practice helps you end the day on a positive note. These simple steps can fit into any schedule. You choose how often and how long. The key is to stay curious and patient. Each effort counts, no matter how small it seems. Over time, these habits shape a new way of living. You may feel calmer and more aware of your true needs. You may notice a kinder outlook toward friends, family, or strangers. You might even handle challenges with steady focus. Conscious living does not demand special gear or steep costs. It only needs your willingness to pause, observe, and allow what is real in each moment. That shift can spark profound changes over weeks, months, or years. Embrace these steps at your own pace. Let them guide you toward deeper calm and understanding. Each breath, each pause, and each act of kindness forms the path. You are in charge of your own practice, one conscious moment at a time. Each breath offers a chance to reset. Each moment invites a fresh view of yourself and your life. This simple truth about consciousness can spark calm and insight. It does not require a rigid schedule or special tools. It only needs your awareness, 1 second at a time. Some days will feel easy. Other days will test your patience. That is natural. The goal is not to be perfect, but to remain present. Even 5 minutes of focused attention can shift your mood and guide wise choices. Life moves fast, and distractions are plenty. This practice helps you keep an anchor. It helps you see your reactions before they spiral into regret. It teaches patience with yourself when you stumble. It also grows compassion for others who face their own struggles. Every effort counts. Each time you pause, you train your mind to stay clear and steady. Each time you notice a tense muscle or a worried thought, you unlock a path toward release. That is a gift you can carry anywhere. This awareness supports better relationships, smoother workdays, and a more peaceful mind. You can adapt these steps to fit your unique routine. You can share them with friends or family who seek a calmer way. Thank you for spending this time exploring the power of conscious living. Your own life is the best place to test these ideas. Notice small shifts in your mood or outlook. Celebrate small victories. Learn from moments that test you. This practice can evolve as you grow. Keep a curious mind, stay open to new insights, and believe in your own capacity for change. Each day brings another chance to see the present with fresh eyes. That simple truth can change everything.